Hello there, and welcome to Wandering Wolf. I'm your host, Mark Rhodes. Alongside me, as always, in his retro Wolf shirt. I love it. The tie track one is one of my faves. Craig,
Absolutely.
mate.
How are you doing, buddy? You right? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, I'm wearing black still because we still haven't won one.
Yeah.
So
We
I'll
know
get into the,
we know
I'll
when
get
you're
into the
sad when you've
gear.
got that top on.
I know it's all very sad.
It's
I'm wearing
seen a lot of
this a lot at the moment. I'm wearing
Yeah.
this a lot. So let's crack on onto it. You know, Man City. Before the game, I think quite a few people feared the worst. Um, I I actually didn't. I actually put out on social media. I thought we were going to get something because I feel as though we've got like this weird, like voodoo spell on Man City.
Yeah.
We always play well against them, or we always have like a great rear guard action against them. I think we're not a team they enjoy playing against. I don't think Pep likes playing against us at all. I think we've noticed that from how many games we've played against them, and I think that was
And his
safe to
comments
say.
after the game.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about his Barney afterwards. But I think I feel pride more than anything. Obviously, I'm disappointed on the back of what was an absolute killer blow against Liverpool. We got absolutely shafted by some awful decisions. But all in all, looking on the positive side, it's two defeats against the two probably best teams in the world. But we've absolutely we've put in a display there defensively that was excellent, and
Yeah.
we both know that defensively we're absolutely sound. There's no problem with that, but we obviously
Well,
know where the problems lie, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But what are your thoughts on the game against City, mate?
yeah, I thought you just said it was a fantastic display. Again, I thought defensively sound, and before the season started, we thought that we were going to struggle defensively and leak goals like crazy, and it's actually turned out to be something quite different. And the way the defence is going about the business at the moment is fantastic. And like you've quite rightly just said, the probably two best teams in the world, not just the league.
Yeah.
Right now. And you quite rightly say we got shafted against Liverpool in the 94th minute, which, okay, that was just so unlucky. And then, to hold City off, I know they had their chances, but that's football, and to go down in that, it always feels like we're the, there's always a VAR decision against us, or there's a bad ref, or there's something. It's all, we're just so unlucky. We so deserved something from those games, and
deserved.
It's just very disappointing. Very disappointing.
I completely agree. Defensively, we were brilliant against two teams that like, for me, other than Chelsea, they're head and shoulders above anyone in the league. But the fact still remains that going forward, it's still the same old story, no goals. And I think it's a knock-on effect, isn't it? Because of the way that we're playing defensively with our back five. We've spoken about this numerous times. Is it hindering our ability to attack with the extra defender? And, against teams like Liverpool and Man City, you can absolutely give them a free pass there for playing as defensively as we did. But what you can't do is give them a free pass when you play against teams like Norwich, Burnley, Crystal Palace. This is not a new thing, is it, mate? It's a thing where when I saw the team, I thought it was correct. I thought Traore in the first half, especially, tried to hold up the ball. He did it really well whenever he got the ball. It was obviously very, very hard. We play on the counter attack anyway, but against City, we probably had about 15-20% possession, if that.
Well, Well, I was excited when I saw the team, and I thought, I was the same as you. And if you think back to last week's show, I said exactly that. There's something, I had a feeling that we can go to City and get something. They don't like playing against us. We've got that in us where we can go and get a result against all odds. We've seen it done quite a few times now in the Prem. And I was really hopeful. And I don't know if you saw my tweet. I tweeted Jason Guy with my bet, and I was, I really did think we were in for a good game, and Traore I thought was perfect for that. I thought he'd give us an outlet. I thought he'd run and cause them problems rather than then just dominating. Thought it'd give them something to think about and maybe commit fouls and bring defenders in and stuff and create a bit of space maybe for Raul Hwang to get onto it, whoever.
We'll go on to Raul a bit later.
We just struggled, and I think we're just lacking that bit of creativity. But, let's not forget they are a fantastic side who make it difficult for you.
Yeah, they are. But there is an argument now, mate, that and Shrewsbury Wolf, thank you for getting in touch, about ditching the system. About is it actually time to kind of try to be a bit more expansive? So I think it's time we ditch the system, go more attacking, either under a supposed attack-minded coach who can't score. We need to change the system to just get people in the box for once. That's frustrating. That's frustration talking, obviously, and I would imagine you're not the only one because I'm incredibly frustrated about the lack of goals. I do feel for Bruno Lage slightly in the fact that he's quite restricted with the way that we could play at the moment. We say this all the time, but God, January's massive, man. Like we say every single transfer window, but like this one more than ever, because like I put a tweet out saying what would be reasonable where we finish in the league.
I saw that.
And I would say probably 50% between 10th and 15th people would be fine with. So maybe if that is the case, then Shrewsbury Wolf might have a point there. Like the fact that why don't, like a game against Brighton, who have got 3-4 players out with COVID, and it looks like the game is going to be played. Why not try it there? Like I know we've not got Raul, which might force his hand a little bit with the game. But if I'm thinking, like, I know it's away, but I can just see like a 3 up front, like.
What harm can it do? We're not scoring.
I completely agree.
If we go and change it and not get anything, he can't. There's no argument, is there? Because
I think he's really apprehensive to do it because he thinks. I think if he takes a defender out when they've been so good, like who's he going to take out? Saiz. I thought Saiz was fantastic against City.
You can't drop him, can you?
And Max Kilman, we said this before we went. It's like he's, for me, in December, he's probably a shoo-in for player of the season. Like that guy is unbelievable. Like if you put him into City's defence, no one would bat an eyelid. That's how good he is. And I think
he's playing phenomenally well.
But I think,
but you're going back to January, mate. I think the only difference really with this January compared to other windows is it's a new manager, and you've got to back him. It's not like
I agree.
You've had a few opportunities. That's your team, make your bed, lie in it type thing. It's new managers come in. This is the first opportunity. He must know what he needs, and he must have, I'm sure to God funds aren't readily available like in the millions, but he must have 1 or 2 positions that he's asked for or looking at. He must have, and I just don't know. I do say this. I do refer back to this a lot, but knowing Fosun, what we know of them and their past history, I'm not convinced it's going to be great. And I know what all the fans are wanting, and it's kind of clear and obvious now. But will we get it? What do you think? It'd be interesting to see what people do think.
I actually do think that we are in like this small like mini league of teams that are going for the same player, like Newcastle, like Palace, Everton. You know,
do you think? Just what I know, I don't want to take you too far off it, but is anyone going to go to Newcastle really?
I was just about to say the same thing, mate. Like if they're bottom
because
in January,
I know they've got all the money in the world, but I'll be looking at that going, wouldn't you rather go to Wolves? Seriously, I know.
I agree, mate. Like, and that was my point. I was saying, like, if you're looking at these teams, like especially Newcastle, who've got the resources. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're a Botman, for example, who has been touted for Newcastle, why on earth would you go from a team that's playing Champions League football to a team that are well and truly in a like relegation battle?
Yeah.
Now we're 10 points off the relegation zone, and I'm not worried about relegation because I think we're too good.
Yeah.
We're too good for that. Even if we didn't buy in January, I think we've got too good a team for that to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
But in January, we need to be as high as we possibly can to get these players on board. So
but regardless of the result or the way we've played or the style or the system or anything, really, you're going through the fixtures. Okay, Liverpool and City, we've got nothing. That's not the end of the world, is it? You know. And
yeah, no, but I get where you're coming from. But
we should have had 3 points against Burnley. That's the kicker. Because
but like them West Ham, who were like going for the Champions League, they drew 0-0 with Burnley.
It just makes Wednesday a pressure game, isn't it? I must win almost.
Every single game in the Premier League is not a gimme. Even Norwich, United needed a dodgy penalty to beat Norwich. And let's talk about this actually, because let's talk about the whole thing with penalties and refereeing decisions, and because I think we all need to just sit back and look at this decision against João Moutinho. Does anybody seriously, and I'm putting this out to everybody who's watching this, seriously believe that in any world is a penalty?
They can't do, surely.
I can't. When it happened and he pointed to the spot, I laughed because I was like, "Ha! You're gonna look like a right tit," and he did. He does, but
it stands.
I've never ever seen such a ridiculous decision, and you've got VAR to back you up, and you've got the Villa fan in there saying, "Yeah, it's only Wolves, go on."
Yeah, but basically, it always seems like we get the awful ones all the time.
I couldn't believe it, mate. I couldn't believe it. And you could see, like,
it kills the game, doesn't it?
To be fair, we had 10 men. It was like the 65th or 6th minute, and they scored that goal. I was expecting an avalanche then, but the way like that bodes well for me. Bodes well for me. We didn't implode. I think City, obviously, against 10 men, they're looking to do their goal difference the world of good, because it might come down to goal difference, the title, who knows? So, but there is no way on earth they were getting through us without something. They could have played until next Thursday and not scored against that defence. I'm telling you, it was an absolute defensive masterclass. So I don't know what Bruno Lage is doing, but whatever he's doing on the training pitch with the defenders, keep doing it, because it's working. Absolutely. The problem we've got is past the halfway line.
Yeah. And when Sice is off, or things like that.
Yeah. Oh, and say good evening to Lucy Golden Girl. Thank you very much for getting in touch.
Thanks to everybody joining in. Any comments, put them in, and we'll try and get onto them.
But what did you think, mate? Like, what do you think about the fact that there were 4 penalties given? Like, I'm not all about this conspiracy theory, nonsense, but it does feel
it's not. No, it's not. But it just
like the Super League clubs are getting these decisions.
It's hard to argue against it, isn't it?
And then
Because
also,
you look at it,
when they start like talking about it evens itself out, it really doesn't. If you look at the stats and the way we've been absolutely, we've.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the United game. Go all the way back to the United game at home, and Pogba put that challenge in. Well, no, sorry, Neves. That was a foul.
On Neves,
and then it happens time and time again. Never falls for us, or you see it in other matches, and it's given, and it's, I don't know, penalties here, there, and everywhere, and dodgy. It's just always against.
It's not helping the Premier League, is it? It's like
it does certainly feel like there's something going on.
Isn't there? There's something, but there always has been. It's just that the fact that VAR is there now, it's kind of like it's opened it up, to so much scrutiny, which it should.
Obviously, VAR should be looking at that in our game and saying no penalty. It's the fact that it's then saying it's agreeing, and what can you do?
We got a different point of view from Mr. B. Thank you for getting in touch, mate. Much appreciated. Do you think if Moutinho should have kept his arms down when he jumped to block the cross? Yes, I do. I definitely do now. Doing that inside the box is asking for it, isn't it? Yes, it is. But if it doesn't hit his arm, then it's not a penalty.
It doesn't matter where his arms are. If it's literally in the chest.
It doesn't matter. He can be doing this like that. Yeah. But if it doesn't hit his arm, it's absolutely not a penalty, and it didn't. It hit his armpit, and that's not his arm. So I just don't understand the logic. Really, it's like if that wouldn't have been given on the pitch, there is absolutely no question that it gets overturned. But I think it was just a dog awful decision. And I don't know who was the who was the referee on Sky Sports, and they go through it. They go through each talking point. Right. Is it Ellery?
Okay.
Help us out, guys.
What was he agreeing? Was he?
No. He said, but he never. He always usually. Definitely, maybe. He always backs the referee, but he didn't this time. He just said
because it was so obvious.
Just a bad decision. It's like he was just so like what? But it won't change, mate. It won't change. Like, and I don't want us to like spend too much on here, like about decisions and stuff. But
the decision stands. That's it. You can't dwell on it. We can't. I don't want to be sort of that team that we're always moaning about that. That's it. Get on with it. It's done. To be honest, if we scored 2, it wouldn't matter, would it? That's the problem.
Great point. It's a great point.
We're not even talking about it, are we? If we scored twice, so
I know, mate. But that is a good point. To be fair, but
I know it's Man City. I know it's. But we can't even score one.
I can agree with you if it was Brighton away and we've not made, so many chances. But I just think it was so bad, the decision, that it kind of it left a bitter taste in everybody's mouths. It wasn't just Wolves fans. It was football fans in general. So, but let's talk about something more positive, and let's talk about Max Kilman. I think we've got a serious player here. I don't know what's happened to him. Like from when at the beginning of the season, we were thinking about loaning him out, and I remember last season we were like, maybe send him to the Championship. Like I know I was definitely saying that, and he's become like some kind of. I don't know,
he's not even just holding his own. He's like flourishing. He's absolutely flying.
Positional sense is unbelievable. Like he's Connor Cody. I think he's playing better because of Max Kilman. Mm-hmm. I think as a partnership that they are wonderful. They really are. And it isn't like it's not Cody's looking after him anymore. It's kind of like Kilman's he's doing his thing, and they just know. And Saiz, to be fair, when he got his eye poked out and he started rolling on the floor, it was an eye poke. So I was having like, there were these City fans on Twitter were like moaning about him rolling on the floor and said, "You've got Sterling and Grealish in your side, and you're moaning about diving around." The irony is not lost on me. But hey ho, we digress. But Saiss for me is having a great season as well. I think
Yeah, he's brilliant. Having a brilliant season.
Semedo playing really well. Aitneri playing really well. You can't change that defence for me at the moment. And if you do, it's going to have to be for, I don't know, for a Neto comeback.
Yeah.
You know, you want to change it because he's there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't actually think of any other reason.
Well, Saiss has always been one of those sort of, for me, you know, he's a good player. There's a good player in there. Never really like incredible, but he's just Mr. Reliable, I suppose, but prone to a dodgy tackle or he's always got it in his locker to get sent off or whatever. But this season, he's just, I don't know what it is. He's just seems like a lot more composed. Distribution of the ball, what he's doing, he's just playing fantastic.
You know why?
But they're all complementing each other, I think.
I agree. I think they're working so hard. Like, they're so brilliant. It's like, when I watch them now, I'm not worried about conceding. I'm not. If you can keep, you know.
Well, if you can keep Liverpool to one, you know, in the 94th minute, that tells you everything you need to know.
I'm more annoyed about the City game than I am the Liverpool game.
Yeah, definitely.
For the simple fact is that we got robbed, and you know, right, Shrewsbury Wolf. Let's get that one on. Go on, read it out, matey. Because
this might sound stupid, but because Kilman has his futsal background, do you think he could be moved into midfield? It would be the DM we need to allow the other CMs to push up in a 4 at the back.
I know where you go. I know where you're going with that. But I feel as though we're using Kilman as a bit of a scapegoat. I really think that Kilman has found his niche. Like, I don't think we should be moving anyone from our existing back 5, really. And if we do lose anyone, it's Saiss to make it a back 4. That's just the way it is for me.
I'd have to agree with that, I think.
Out of everyone, but to be honest, I think watching them now, I wouldn't be. It wouldn't be an issue for me if Lage went to a back 4 with Cody and Kilman, Semedo and Aitneri. I really don't. I really don't. It might make us concede more, but it's definitely going to help us out going forward. Because I think we're just missing that now. We are missing that extra midfielder.
We definitely need to try a new system just as a plan, just as something else that we can change. Yeah. Different games require different things. You know, you can't keep doing the same thing.
The Brighton game's massive, I think.
Yeah, it's huge now. Absolutely huge.
I think it's huge for so many reasons, but it would be such a waste for those 2 really great defensive performances if we go to a team like Brighton.
Yeah,
no, disrespect to Brighton, but we should. Well, they're very close to us in the league. They're very similar in.
We need those points going into the Christmas. Yeah, definitely.
But would you change it for Brighton? What considering Rel's out.
I just like you say at the top. I'd just go three up front and just try and go. Just
a 4-3-3.
Think about the goals to bed, and just go on all out attack. Just go and get some goals on the board. You know.
Well, he is an attacking coach, apparently.
Exactly.
You know, it's like there's got to be at some point where we've got to do it. We've just got to go and.
Well, touched upon it there a little bit, but talk me through what you think about what happened here.
I love this man.
What was going on?
I think he's a wonderful, wonderful player, and we're lucky to have him. But the man's had an absolute brain fart. Like the first yellow wasn't a yellow, but
No,
he got
wasn't.
it. He wasn't. No, he definitely wasn't. But the referee got his yellow card out and showed it to him. He knew he had a yellow card. So for him to, against Manchester City,
and what was it?
Hard enough.
Was it just aggression? Was it frustration? Was it just a complete moment of madness?
I think a bit of all of those things. I think he was annoyed he got a yellow card. I think he was a bit petulant, if I'm being honest. I think he was frustrated for the lack of service that he was getting because they were playing Man City. I feel like he was, I don't know, he's embarrassed. He was more embarrassed than angry, I think. I think he realised, like, I've had a shocker. I've had an absolute shocker here. Like, he knew, like, we all knew it was coming as soon as they went to take that free kick.
Is it just one of those lapses in concentration that we're all guilty of sometimes? Just
absolutely.
One of them, and then instantly regretted, and just
If that was anybody else on the pitch as well, I think he gets more of a rollicking than Raul does because it's Raul. The fact that it's him, we're like
free pass.
Okay, okay. Obviously, absolutely gutted. I just don't think he wanted to play on a wet Wednesday in Brighton. That's what I think it is. I think he wanted to have a kip. But he's going to be a massive miss on Wednesday, I think. But yeah, I think he just had a shocker. And Wilkes 34 agrees with me. Thanks very much. He lost concentration, but he's still wonderful. We still love him.
Of course.
But he needs.
But he needs
some support, man. I think his head's gone because he's coming too deep, and he's trying to get involved because we're playing. We're playing so deep in these games, especially against those two sides, Liverpool and City. I just think that Brighton is a bigger game. Arguably, I think
it means more to us because that's the ones that should be winning.
Well, we're in our own league, aren't we? It's like you've got the top 6, and then you've got everybody else scrapping for 7 down to 15th. I'd say.
Yeah.
So in our little mini league, we need to beat teams like Brighton.
Yeah.
I'd be disappointed with the point.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. I was going to come on to this and say, like, if we lose on Wednesday, that changes the entire perspective of the season, doesn't it? So far, it's that big a game now already.
If we would have got 2 draws against City and Liverpool, we're thinking, a draw is actually quite a good result. 3 points out of those 3 games.
Yeah.
In reality, if you look at it now, I'm putting on a positive spin on this now. Yeah, shoot me down if you want. If we'd have drawn all 3 games, Liverpool, City, and then Brighton, then people would have said, decent 3 points that actually. But now we've lost to City, we've lost to Liverpool. We beat Brighton. That's exactly the same amount of points as what we would have thought would have been a decent run of games.
Yeah.
So if we look at it like that, then we have got a chance to rebuild what has been a pretty disappointing last couple of games for different reasons. Shrewsbury Wolf.
Yeah, Shrewsbury Wolf. I just looking at that. 0-0 written all over it. Neither side can score to save their life. But
it's true.
I fancy Frank to come good on Wednesday. It's his sort of game.
Who do you think's going to play up front, considering Raul's out? Is this the game for Silva to come in?
Good question. Really good question.
I'm asking you. I kind of know the answer.
No. No. I would initially straight off the bat say no. I mean, he looks really out of favour. You know, it's good. It's actually good to see Traore being used.
It is, yeah.
I'm glad about that because we do need that as an option.
So I thought he was one of our better players against City in the first half.
Yeah.
I want to.
I can see this Lucy Golden goal if the match does go ahead, and obviously you've already mentioned that it looks like it will. Now, I'm not aware of this,
like
but
at the moment,
is it sort of rife in the Premier League, or is it just a Brighton thing?
It's a Brighton. Well, you've seen what's happened at Tottenham. They had their match postponed. Was it against Brighton?
Yeah.
So we've got to take that into consideration as well, like the fact that these postponements gives them a week extra break as well.
Yeah.
Like we've not really touched upon that at all. We've put in like this massive defensive performance against City, and like the Brighton lads have been like going, oh, yeah, okay. But we'll see what happens. Like over this period, nobody's going to have that much of a break. So I don't think Silva should start. I think it should be a front three of Hwang through the middle, Traore, and Pedence. That'd be my three.
Yeah.
Personally. And I'd play Dendoncker, Neves, and Matinho.
Okay.
And,
interesting.
And then I'd play Kilman and Cody, and take Sois out for Dendoncker, who'll play in the midfield. So it'll be a 4-3-3 for me.
Okay.
That would be me. Yeah,
good.
It won't happen.
Do you think that's got goals?
I
can certainly see Hwang getting on the score sheet. He's due one, and I want to see more of that Hwang that we saw at Newcastle, rather than he seems to.
Wilkes 34. I want to answer this question.
Go
on.
This one?
I went to Leeds away, Palace away, saw Norwich away. We were shocking in all three. Why do you think Wednesday will be any different? Actual question.
Yeah.
Hope.
It's the hope that kills you,
mate. It is the hope. It's like I can't disagree with any of those things. I thought actually, out of all three games, I think the game that we're probably the worst was Palace. I thought we were like dreadful, but they were actually. It was absolutely like shocking. But in those games, we've scored one goal in 3 of those games, and I think we played a very poor Leeds team, played a decent Palace team, and we played an awful Norwich team. I don't think Brighton are a bad team. I think they're quite a good team, and that's why it's so important this game.
Brighton are no mugs either. They're going to make it hard to play against them. They'll come at us. I know they're struggling for goals as well, but there's no easy game, is there? There's no. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough watch. I think.
Would we be like that bothered about a postponement? Like, does it give the players a little bit more? I'm speaking as a like from a player's perspective, not a fan's one, because obviously as a fan,
you want the match to go ahead.
But
it probably doesn't do the players much harm.
Not over.
I sometimes think this is a momentum thing, but yeah,
we haven't got any momentum.
Well,
do you know what I mean? We haven't got any. Like, if we just come off the back of a 3-game winning run, then yeah, I'll get it. But we haven't.
I don't know. I don't know about that, because obviously, when you talk about momentum, when you're attacking and scoring loads of goals, that's your momentum. But I think it works the other way as well, where we're organised and we know what we're doing at the back. Confidence. Yeah. Okay, we've lost the last 2 games, but we haven't conceded one. One of those was a pen. I think we've got momentum in that sense, that we're organised and we know what we're doing. So I think to have a break could be detrimental in some ways.
I don't know. I tend to disagree. I think actually, I think we need to regroup and to get us closer to the January transfer window. without playing would be as much as possible, really, for me.
Okay,
If I'm being honest.
What's going to happen in January?
I think we're going to buy Wang. I think we need a midfielder, and that's all we'll get.
Yeah,
we'll get a midfielder.
That midfielder is currently playing for Sheffield United.
Maybe, mate. Maybe. And we spoke about this, haven't we? It's like yeah. I don't.
That's going to be January done.
Yeah. Well, that for me would be the team then going forward with the three midfield.
Yeah.
Neves, Moutinho / Dendoncker, depending on who we play. Morgan Gibbs-White on the front of that triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Raul up front. Then you've got Neto when he comes back, and you've got either Dent, Traore. Well, but you've got Frank. You've got Trincao that we haven't even spoken about. Like, you've got these players are all fighting for one place, because I'm sorry, if Neto comes back 80%, the man he was, he walks into that team. So, you know, there's going to be, I think there's going to be a couple of players that I think Pedence might leave.
To be honest, I'm thinking now that he's probably got more potential to leave than Traore in this window. I think Traore has got till the summer. I don't think he's got much past that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But if I had to put money on one in January, I'd say it'd be Pudentia. Unless he does something magical in the next couple of weeks. But
yeah, I'm not sure. We do need. Do we need a centre back? Shrewsbury Wolf? Do we?
No.
I don't.
Not right now.
I don't think we do. I don't think that's a priority anymore. Like, I think
in the summer, I think we do.
Yeah, because the thing is,
not right now.
You've got to bite the bullet and actually say, listen, we need to be a bit more attacking. We need to take a centre defender out. This is going to open us up. Are you good enough to be those two? You know, good point. African Cup of Nations will mean we'll need a centre back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I totally slipped my mind. Of course, Bolly and Sice are going to be going there. So yeah. It might. The thing is with that though, that might be a positive. I know it's like God. It's like he's a happy clapper. He's just being positive for the sake of it. I'm not. I promise. But maybe that will be a blessing in disguise, because Bruno Lage will literally have no choice because he won't have any players. He will literally just be left with Connor Cody and Max Kilman in defence, or Dendoncker if we just want to put ourselves through that hell again. And then he'll just go, we've got to play 4 at the back. We haven't got the players. So, but I look at that team and I know what's coming back. Johnny's coming back. Yeah. Like, Neto's coming back. And like, if Bolly can get to anywhere near what he was, that's 3 like really, really good players, man, that like have the potential to really change. Not that it needs changing at the moment. I'm just saying, like, this roller coaster season is we're not even halfway.
I just wonder if he calls up one of the young lads just to cover while African Cup of Nations is on, rather than, we're going to go out in January and buy someone. I don't know. Can't see it. I hope I'm wrong, because it would be nice, but I don't know. I think there's going to be carnage, because a lot of fans do get their hopes up, don't they? In January in particular.
Yeah, I think they do.
And I think it could be another, everyone's going to be, why haven't we signed anyone?
But we're not the only team that's looking for reinforcements.
Exactly. It'd be interesting to see what Newcastle do, and you can
throw money. Dele Alli argument that we, like,
no argument. Just stay away from Wolverhampton. Yeah,
really?
His attitude stinks. He's no, I couldn't get behind that.
Could you not?
I don't like him now. I don't
Is
like
that an
him at all.
attitude thing or a wage thing, or is it like just both? Is it like
probably a bit of everything? I just think he's the wrong fit for us altogether. He doesn't fit what we're trying to do. I don't think.
Oh, fair enough. Like, it was just because, like, you know, you look and they're on about loaning him out, and I'm thinking, you know,
I can see him going to Newcastle because he'll be thinking, you know, it's the cock of the walk, and that's what he's all about. I think. Yeah.
Fog and the Tyne, innit? A cock of the walk.
Something like that.
But the reason I'm saying Dele, I'm basically like, all these players get like thrust into your, you know, inbox, like saying, "Oh, would you sign him? Would you sign him?"
Yeah, be interested in the comments to see Dele Alli. Yes, what do you think? Yes,
yeah. Would you? Would you? Because when I talk Morgan Gibbs White, I always thought there was a little bit of a thing about attitude there. But then you see.
I don't think there is.
I don't know. I think what he's doing at Sheffield United has actually, his stock has gone up immensely. But can he do it at the highest level? That's always been the issue.
But we're saying the same about Kilman, and you know, he just needed that chance.
Touche, sir. Yeah. I can't argue with you, mate. I think it's, if we can get Morgan Gibbs White to a situation where he's playing week in, week out and doing the job for us, then I will gladly eat my words, because he's doing a job for us, and I think he would want to do a job for us. I think he's been with us for a long time, and he's wanted to apply his trade with us. But is he the answer to our prayers? Like, well, you know, you look at these 3 fixtures. The Boxing Day one's going to be interesting because it depends which what turn up. Like, they can be brilliant or they can be absolutely abysmal. Chelsea at home, you know, we'll play very similar to the way that we played against City, Liverpool. I think we always give Chelsea a decent game. I think the Brighton one for me
it's massive because of those as well.
It's so massive. I really do. I really think it's a huge game.
It is.
But we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's a difficult one, mate. But
well,
yeah. Anything else to add?
So how many points do you think seriously we're going to get in those 3? But what would you be happy with, given what we've just had?
5. I'll be happy with 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's asking a lot, really, isn't it?
Do you think?
Yeah. But it could go
Neil
either
Lewis.
way. It could go
there
either
is
way.
no way on God's green earth we are getting Renato Sanchez.
Neil, thanks for commenting, mate. But
I completely, I concur. He would be literally the perfect. That would be perfect for me. It just isn't happening.
No,
he's just got.
Not with Neto coming back.
He's too good. He won't come to us. He'll go to a top 6 club.
Yeah.
There's too many people sniffing around him now. We should have got him when, you know.
We should have got him even though he was injured and, you know, waited.
He came back after 2 weeks. Did you see how he was playing for it? Oh God! That's a whole new can of worms. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shrewsbury Wolf said 2 points, 2 0-0 draws. God, come on, let's have a bit more.
How would you feel about a 0-0 draw on Wednesday?
I'd be gutted.
Would you?
Yeah, I would, because we wouldn't have. It'd be stale. It'd be just stale, same old Nuno.
Does it just put more pressure on a game than a very difficult game at home to Chelsea, which you're probably not likely to get anything from or expected to?
Chelsea aren't exactly, you know,
you go into Boxing Day then needing a result, like absolutely needing a result.
I think we're very, very capable of getting 5 points there out of those 3 games, and if we do, I think that's a cracking return.
Yeah,
I really do.
That would be good.
And unbeaten as well, or win 2, lose 1. I don't know. Take your pick. That's 1 more point. The problem is that like people are suggesting, like, we 0-0 is the most likely result because our defense is brilliant, but we can't score.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not putting on a lot of money for a goal fest against Brighton. That's for sure.
Both teams to score should be quiet.
It should be about 10-1. But we always have like strategy. Remember that 3-3 draw we had with them? Like, it's like, Dutchy TV. Last time Real didn't start, we scored 3 goals. Who was that against?
Ooh, interesting.
Oh God, that's a pop.
That's a good bit of trivia. Bit of trivia.
Please get back in touch again and say who that was against, because I can't remember. I can't actually remember us scoring 2 goals.
I was just wondering, when did we score 3 goals?
Yeah. I was like, when was that mystical?
It was 1980.
It was Villa?
Yes.
Of course it was. Oh my God, yeah.
Well, you never know. You know, Juan might come in and take a chance, and I don't know. It could happen.
Oh, well, maybe it will. Like, but
maybe it will be a goal fest 3-2.
I hope so. I hope it's carnage. I hope it's absolute carnage, and it's like a ridiculous game of football but as long as we're on the right side of it. But I just keep on thinking, like, the last minute equaliser for Leeds, the goal the goal for Liverpool in the 94th minute, the dodgy decision against Man United when they scored when it should have been a foul. Like,
so much goes against us, doesn't it?
Like the only time that we've had any bit of luck is against Villa. Which that's it. Like, I can't think of any, like. And they say that it evens itself out. Well, it needs to start because we're having
for a good second half of the season, then, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
If that's the case.
Has your opinion changed on where you think we're going to finish this season?
No. I still think we're going to be there or thereabouts. It's not going to be, the delights and the heights of 7th, but we're too good to be dragged into any kind of relegation battle. I think somewhere 11th, 12th, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
The roller coaster will continue. There's going to be some downs, there's going to be some ups, there's going to be some results go our way that we probably don't think will, and there'll be some games that we should have won. And
Chelsea game, we're going to beat Chelsea.
Yeah.
I
can see nil on Wednesday, beat Chelsea and draw against Watford on Boxing Day, something like that. Yeah. So
we'll see.
I don't know, but no, I wouldn't say it's changed. I think this is all to be expected, and this is just one of those weeks where, for 2 tough, Liverpool and City on the back of one another that's a tough week in anyone's book.
Yeah, it's vile, isn't it?
So I won't get too down about it. Okay, we're struggling for goals. That is an issue, but nothing to worry about. We've long way to go.
Yeah, like Shrewsbury Wolf. I'll be pleased if we finish 17th, let alone 7th. Oh God.
So what about you? Same question back. Are you?
Me?
What are you feeling? Think there's problems, or you think it's just part and parcel of?
I think we've got problems.
Do you?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I do. Yeah. I think we're struggling at the moment, off the field as well as on the field. I think there's real issues. I think
off the field in terms of.
I think Bruno Lage isn't being backed,
okay.
and he needs funds. He needs to at least be given a chance. I truly believe that he's absolutely doing the best he possibly can with the resources that he's got. And I don't think it's fair on him being a new manager in the Premier League.
I think it will say a lot about his appointment, what happens in January, but with it being the first real time.
I don't think he's been treated well.
Is he yes man? Did he come in and just say, well, no money, do what you can? Or was it kind of, come in and steady the ship a little bit and then we'll spend in January? But I don't know. I can't see it myself, but I don't think it'll affect where we finished a great deal. You might be talking the difference between 13th and 9th. Yeah. So
well,
I don't know.
I think we're going to be closer to 13th than we are to 9th. That's for sure. Yeah. Without being pessimistic, I really believe that Bruno Lage needs backing, or I think what's the point of bringing in a new manager if you're not going to give him the chance to build a team for himself? Because he can't at the moment. He's got one hand tied behind his back. Like the only reason he's playing the way that he's playing is because he hasn't got the personnel to play the way he wants to. That's absolutely plain for everybody to see.
Yeah.
If he gets hold of 3 players that he thinks are his players, it's a completely different team. Yeah. And it's not Nuno light, And that's what's getting me down a little bit, and a lot of the Wolves fans down. It's like the way we're playing, as defensively good as it is, it's not what we signed up for when Bruno Lage came in to manage the club.
Yeah,
it's not what we asked for. This 0-0, like dross or 1-0 defeats against, it's not good at the moment. Actually, if I'm being honest, started off the the chat being all positive, but thinking about it, and no, I'm not in a good place.
You're making me nervous for next Monday now.
Well, we'll see what happens. But now I'm not. I think we can get 5 points or 6 points again in the next 3 games, but it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't get any.
Yeah.
And then we've got a real problem.
Yep.
Real problem. But we'll see what happens. I don't want to end it on negative.
Well,
but,
yeah.
Dutchy TV's
go on.
Really. Now Dutchy TV.
There we go.
5 wins from safety for me, and I think we could win the next 3. We'll finish on that because that is a lot more positive than what I did.
That's a good place to stop.
It is indeed. But always lovely to have you guys getting in touch with your questions and your comments and stuff. We love it. If you do want to get involved, then give us a follow on YouTube. We really appreciate it. All the support during this season. And fingers crossed, none of my doom mongering has rubbed off on many of you, because it's been a Wolves fan at the end of the day. We've got to keep the faith, and
it'll come, buddy. It'll come.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's use Ian Thomas. Yes, here we go. Let's finish with a joke. Why can't you use beef stew as a password? Because it's not stroganoff.
On that note.
Oh God, as a dad, that is just music to my ears. I'm stealing that. Thank you very much. All right, thanks, guys.
All right.
We shall see you next week on Wandering.
See you later, bud.
See ya.